Hey guys, it's Steven with Soulweb, where internet marketing meets integrity. And I wanted to talk to you a little. Well, first of all, thank you for all the positive comments, positive emails, all the people that reached back out and checked in, let me know what you guys were working on. And it's definitely good to hear from some of you guys. Others, I'm sure, you didn't even remember who I was, but you still watch the video. So thank you for doing that. So in this video, and I love responses. I love meeting you guys and talking to you guys and helping if I can. So questions, emails, comments, put them all. I try to respond to every single one of them. So in my last video, which if you haven't watched it yet, I encourage you to go watch it. It's on my YouTube channel, or it's at soulwebsteve.com on the blog. I'll just show you. Right here, marketing update, where have you been? I put a checklist down here that was free. So in today's video, I'm going to show you this checklist. I'll also put this checklist in the link of the YouTube video and or in the description of the YouTube video. And so you'll be able to access it there. But the reason I want you to see this checklist is because this is the exact checklist and the exact formula that I've been using for the last year or so since I started my business to optimize businesses or online businesses for folks in my area. And it's pretty straightforward. And so the reason I wanted to give you this is because this is literally each step I take. And it maybe takes me 10 to 20 hours tops unless I outsource it. And, it generated like an extra, I don't know, $80,000 or something like that. I haven't checked. But it's basically just setting up businesses for all their marketing stuff. So you'll hear people like Russell Brunson talk all the time, you're just one funnel away, or you can have a local marketing business and help people. And so this is what I do. I do it. I've done it for landscapers. I've done it for an auction company. I've done it for all sorts of companies. And basically what I'm doing is I'm following best practices that we use in this large Inc. 500 company that I work for, and I'm doing it for small companies for a fee. And I actually undercharge people. So I'll typically charge people anywhere from $2,500 to $7,500 one time just to do this. I actually found some good outsourcers that can do a lot of the work for me. But a lot of the like glue that's sticking it all together, I do it myself because it just doesn't take that long. And honestly, I could probably charge more. The reason that I charge so little is because in my area, it's kind of out in the country, and I'm just trying to help, and it's kind of a win-win for both of us. So I wanted to walk you through this checklist a little bit and kind of just explain each step to you, because if you were to implement something like this or start your own marketing agency, it's pretty straightforward. All you really need to do, and you might be able to get away with not doing it, but I would obviously recommend getting a state business license or at least a federal EIN number, and then, create your own business listing, right? So you would go to Google and type in Google My Business. I'm hoping you can still see this when I switch screens, but you would just type in Google My Business and then register your Google business profile and do it at your own address. And that's going to do two things, right? Like, so if I go to my Google My Business account, you should see it on here, I guess. Let's see here. It's going to set you up with something like this, right? So this is actually my Google My Business listing. I'm really not sure why it's not showing up when I Google that. But this is the very first thing that I'm going to do for other businesses. It's the same thing I did for myself. It takes 5 minutes, right? And when you're doing this, you want to optimize the services that are offered. You want to link some social profiles, and you want to try to get as many reviews as possible, because if you'll do that, what happens is Google will rank it higher in its internal algorithm. So obviously, every other business needs this Google My Business listing thing as well. So that's the first thing I do. And then I'll optimize it. So I'll optimize it for services, right? So it'd be like, for mine, it's like advertising agency. But for a lawn care company, it might be landscaping services, brush removal, weekly lawn maintenance, that kind of thing. Because that's what's going to determine what your listing pops up for when people Google it. The next thing that I do for folks is distribute citations, right? And what a citation is it's basically a bookmarked listing that shows that you're a real business. So if we go and we type in my business as an example, Soulweb Advertising, what you see is all this other stuff here like clutch.com, Dixon County Chamber, MapQuest, YouTube, the Manifest. And all this is where you're going to take the name, address, phone number, and zip code and blast it everywhere across the web in association with your business. It acts as a minor signal for SEO. It's not some kind of SEO magic. It's just best practices. You know, you want all that business information to match your Google business profile so that people know. And honestly, you can get it on Fiverr. I've included a link in here. So you would just do this for your own business, or if you were selling these services to others, you would, do it for them. And then next, you would just create a Google My Business review link. Pretty straightforward. Let me see if I can actually get into the Google My Business listing. Oh, that's why. It's on the wrong account. Whoops. I don't want to sign out, but if you'll go in the list, if you'll go in the listing, it'll have a link that says get a free review link, and then you want to get some of your friends or people that you've done. You don't want to lie. I don't like to lie, but you want to get people you've done work with or done work for to go and leave you a review, just to get you started. Obviously, if you can't do that, well, just make reviews as you get clients, or maybe like, I don't know, offer to do some marketing work for free for a business for a review. Obviously not too much work because, your time is valuable, but you kind of get the idea. And then so for these companies, what I'll do is I'll also generate them a QR code with that review link using this QR code generator. And then we can put that QR code at their checkout station, or on their business card, So I just rolled through these steps, one by one. I even have a little note here. Reviews mean everything. The goal of the business card is to get as many reviews as possible and encourage them to reach out to past clients and ask for reviews. Once they have 5, they're then eligible for Google's local service ads. And of course, a lot of people need to optimize and a modernized website, right? So every website needs an About Me page, a Contact Us page, and a privacy policy page. These are basic things that search engines are going to look at. On the home page, you need to make sure it has a clear call to action above the fold. And here's an example that I did for a client. You can see here, pretty straightforward. It's got some FAQs. It's going great. You see waterline, septic, sewer, and more. Contact us. All above the fold. You can generate and publish schema. There's an article that explains this, so I won't get too deep into it. You also need to set up Google Analytics, Google Search Console, and Google. You can what I'll do for people is I'll set up their ads, and then they'll be responsible for turning them on. Or if they want me to manage it, I charge $500 to manage their ads, because typically they're not spending a lot. It's $500 a month. Or I'll tack it on at the end as a bonus. And then what goes on is I'll take their location. So like if I was doing this for my business, I would do like advertising agency Nashville, and I would write an article for that. Advertising agency Dixon. I would do every major suburb around and have an article for that. In the article, I just use AI. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. I'm not going to edit it. Instead, I'm going to pay a little bit up front for better AI, whether that's koala.sh or Content Sprout. And then I'm just going to copy and paste it and schedule it to go out one article a week, if that makes sense. Obviously, for each of the keywords that you were to generate for like the location and the services. So we're taking the services that the company does and combining it with location data. So if it's lawn maintenance, landscaping, mulching, right, then I'm going to take all the towns around that area and make an article for each, right? So lawn maintenance Clarksville, lawn maintenance Adams, lawn maintenance Dixon, mulching Clarksville, and that's going to be the target keyword for the articles. And then I'm just going to choose the best AI to write it, because it's good AI is not cheap, but it's not too expensive. And if I'm charging $3,700 to $4,000 to set this up for somebody, I just want the best, and the rest is just cost, right? So typically it might cost $100 to $300 for some good articles, which obviously is a no-brainer. So additionally, you can edit, these articles and add them with some human sentences. You can set up Google Ads targeting the above keywords, and obviously leave off. The next thing you need to do is set up a Bing business listing and import your Google business listing to Bing, and then just have great customer service and update them, right? Update them frequently. It explains everything here, what's going to happen. This is going to increase them in Google and Google Maps, right? So pretty straightforward. And it's this like step-by-step thing that I'm doing that's basically what I'm quoting people for. So I'll like work up like a scope of work, and it'll just be this stuff, right? Or I might look at their Facebook and be like, their ads really need to be optimized. Their Facebook page isn't set up correctly or whatever. And the reality is you may not think that you know a lot, but you know a lot more than people who know nothing. And so that's what's great about this. Like this stuff, I mean, I'm using big words, but none of it's very difficult to set up, and it's very straightforward. And at some point, I'll put out step-by-step videos on how to do each step, but I wanted to walk you through it because like this is valuable. Like if I'm a small business that I'm starting and I need a website and I need it on Google My Business, and I need it on Bing, like this is huge. And then the SEO stuff, like if you're using really good AI like Content Sprout or Koala SH, there's really not much work involved besides uploading it, right? And I actually just asked my wife to do it, and she was happy to help. It would take her like sometimes 2 hours to do like 150 articles, to upload them, edit the SEO metadata and everything. So this has just been a great gold mine for me. And so I just wanted to walk you through it so you could see how you could be offering this as it is to local businesses. Even if even if you only charge $1,000 for 20 hours, that's still like $50 an hour. But I typically charge $3 to $4,000, right? And then with these articles, it's just important that you make sure that they're spaced out like a week apart. So if you do 52 articles, like a year's worth of SEO, you want one article publishing a week for 52 weeks. And listen, this works, and it's a value add. You're setting it all up. The Google Analytics so that they can see their traffic, the Google Search Console so that they can see search traffic, the schema, which is going to help with rankings, setting up their Google ads for them so they just have to turn it on, valuable, right? And so at some point, I will make a step-by-step video explaining all this, but I wanted to walk you through the checklist, and if you haven't seen it yet, you can get it at the link below. But let me know what you think. What kind of questions do you have? What are some things that stick out to you? What are some struggles that you would have doing this for yourself and other people? Because for me, it's been a great blessing to myself. It's been a gift to myself and my family. So let me know what you think. Happy to answer any questions if you have it. Again, I'm Steven, and this is SoulWeb. Thanks for watching.